This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to the middle of May edition of Paradise, Louisiana, and time. I don't think we're going to ever get through May to get to June. We got so many tournaments on the same weekend, and every day in May and June, all the way to July. When we get to the news report, I'm gonna give you the rest of May and maybe the half of June, because there's too much. We'll spend a whole hour on rodeos and tournaments. So.
Well, Memorial Day is one of those time markers. You know, that's when the Star Tournament kicks off and everybody starts getting off of school and vacation starts, so naturally the fishing rodeos follow. We're back at Superior Bait and Tackle in Baton Rouge again, your fishing headquarters here for the central Louisiana area. And Gary, we got a lot to talk about today. You made a couple of trips. I had a really good speckled trout trip with our old buddy Captain Ahab fishing out of Delacroix. We're going to show you some of the action there. And you fished in Pontchartrain.
Had to be good, because I got some good reports from Delacroix from other people.
Delacroix's been good. A lot of places with good reports.
Yeah, but no, I made a trip to the Trussels, and I called it the Wanda Stewart Show. Wanda's been on internet. She worked with Riding Reel. She's a lady who promotes outdoors. She helps everybody around. I had your good friend, Keith Lusser, on there from North Shore, his report. And a captain I've been hearing a lot about, his name is Calvin Duvall. Now, he spells his name a little bit different. He fishes all in that area, St. Catherine. But have you seen the landing that the Stewarts have fixed up over there in Lake Catherine?
Sure.
It's called the Island Store.
Absolutely.
It's tremendous, and they were perfect hosts. Wanda set all this up. They fed me lunch. You know, they know how to get to me. But it's a beautiful place, and
yeah.
And they're doing so much for kids groups and other groups, and they're so involved in that whole area. It's another great place to go. And because let me tell you what, this course, so many places you go right now. I fished with my friends Harold and Ken Lambert again. Ken Lambert's got a house over there, and he's inviting, and he's real handy. He's helped me fix my camp up. I done fell all in love again with him, because he has really been knowledgeable and telling me how to do it, and he knows about fishing those trussels. So I saw Dudley. Dudley had a good report. I saw him on the water. Then one day we didn't do that good. Dudley did good, but he wouldn't tell me exactly where it was. Now, he had some people, and it was real windy, but everybody's catching fish over there in that area. You catch it right. So
We got a lot of fishing reports on our Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report. Got some news item, and our buddy Rad Trash. If you have not bought your Star Rodeo ticket yet, you better get it, because that's coming up shortly.
got one more interesting deal. The high school bass fishing is taking over.
Yeah, it is.
The two directors from Mississippi, Tony Stevens, and the one from Louisiana, Mr. Gene Hoover, they got together in one of the big Junior Bassmasters meetings. They put together a challenge right on the Louisiana-Mississippi border. They went out to Pearl River, the East Pearl River landing. Beautiful, had a tent. I had to cover it. I went covered away.
Well, don't give it away. Who won it?
No, I ain't gonna give it away. We'll tell you about it when we get back.
All right, we'll be right back from Superior Bait and Tackle. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. May morning and a full moon in Delacroix. You know what that means? Speckled trout.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria. Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts. Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
The CCA Louisiana Star Tournament is doubling down this year. Double the tagged redfish. Twice the trucks. Over $500,000 of prizes awarded in more than 20 categories. Open to all ages, inshore and offshore, youth enter free. Don't let your chance to win swim away. Register at ccastar.com or at any Academy Sports and Outdoors. Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, it is always fun fishing with our buddy Captain Ahab down in Delacroix. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth next, and you never know what you're going to catch down there. And we were very fortunate. We were fishing ahead of that last little blow that came in, which gave us some pretty good conditions. We would like to have a little bit more tide range, but the problem in that area, as so many areas around that are influenced by the Mississippi River, is fresh water. Some of those big open bays out there, if you're close to the mouth of the river, there's a lot of fresh water there. You got to get away from that to find speckled trout. But fortunately in Delacroix, there's still a lot of speckled trout on the inside in some of the bigger interior bays and even in some of the canals, and we found them. One of the methods to find speckled trout, everybody knows when you see seagulls and terns diving and making a racket, there's usually going to be bait and fish underneath them. Sometimes it's hardhead catfish, sometimes it's gaff tops, but sometimes it's speckled trout. And that was the case last week when we went down there. You cut your engine off, use your troll motor, let the wind push you into the birds, and just throw whatever you got up underneath them, and there's some pretty good steady action there. And these were not a lot of throwback trout either. These were good, solid keeper trout. I had a couple of friends along there. Dickie Bricado came along and his friend Randy, and we just had a really great day. The weather was good. Filled a box full of fish, and
had all fresh fillets for Mother's Day.
Somebody did, yeah, they sure did. But more importantly, Captain Ahab talks about this time of the year, if you're going down to Delacroix, where to go, what to use, and how to fish those speckled trout down there. So here he is, Captain Ahab, Captain Ron Broadus in Delacroix. All right, this time of the year in Delacroix, the birds will always show you where there's fish. There's one. Month of May fishing in Delacroix. Trout month?
Traditionally, I would say yes, trout month, and I would say Black Bay, Breton Sound, Bay Gardine, get outside, it's May. But there's a lot of fresh water out there, a lot of water hyacinths floating. We were out there last week and just killed the trout. Today, I'm not so sure we would have because there's just so much fresh water in Black Bay. But still inside, there are trout to be caught in the usual spring and summer places. Lake Campo's got lots of birds, early morning, late afternoon. All your other, Lake John, Round Lake, Fongera, are all holding fish.
Fish on. Let's get a double going, yeah.
I hope yours is bigger than mine, Don.
I think he is, but not by much.
Oh, yours is at least measurable.
Fishing birds. What's the technique to fish birds?
I like to ease into them with either the wind behind me or the current behind me, and I like to try to stop about 50 yards from them, drop the trolling motor, keep it quiet, and get out away from them about a good cast away. See which way they're moving, and then go alongside them if you can.
Redfish.
Camera time. Oh yeah, we're gonna take you home with us. We're gonna take him to Greece. You ever been to Greece? No, you haven't been to Greece.
Let's see what you are. You're a trout. You're a trout. Fat trout too. Redfish. Can you mix a redfish catch with trout?
Yes, you can. In fact, what we like to do is go after trout first. When we've caught our limit or the trout have quit biting and we're sure they're done biting, then we'll go after redfish. And there's still a lot of redfish inside at Delacroix.
Choice of baits.
Live shrimp. That's the primary bait that I like to use, unless I'm fishing birds. And then I like the Matrix Shed Lemon Head, the Deadly opening night with a chartreuse tail, and the Voodoo worked real well for us yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Nice fish.
There you go.
How about that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Delacroix is on fire. And this is one of the embers.
Explain the difference between fishing actively feeding, swooping, squawking birds as opposed to the ones that just sit on there. Should you pass those up?
No, sir. If I see a nice big flock of birds sitting on the water, I'm usually going to stop because it means they have been feeding. It doesn't mean that the trout are gone. And a lot of times your bigger trout will linger or be behind the little trout. So yeah, give almost any flock of birds diving or sitting a chance.
Trout size this year compared to past springs and early summer, how's it look?
They've been fat and they've been big. We've catching the average size is probably 14 inches right now. We're getting some 12.5s and some 13s, but we're catching nice fat trout. They're very healthy, they've eaten well. And even under the birds, we're catching some 13 to 15 inch trout.
There too, how about that one? That'll work. I think it'll keep in the frying pan.
Oh, another nice speckled trout under the birds. Find the birds, you'll find the bait, and you'll find the fish.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, Lake Catherine area has really bounced back since Hurricane Katrina. There are new camps being built there. There are new businesses, infrastructure. I just wish they'd take better care of a historic site located there, Fort Pike. They're just letting that place fall apart, and that is really a shame. But you made a trip there with some really nice people and ended up being a good trip. And then we've gotten good fishing reports consistently from the Lake Catherine area.
The only thing messed up, we had a bait manufacturer or a guy that coming up. But custom, listen, let me tell you what. His name is Scott Bernick, and we're going to bring a little bit more later on. I did a little segment with him. He's showing how the bait works and interchangeable. It's a kit, $35 or something like that. It's amazing bait. We took him along, but when we started off fishing the trussels. Now we're fishing the trussels. My captain, Calvin Duvall. Calvin is one of the new guys down there, got a nice boat rig. What amazed me is we started fishing the trussel because everybody was there. He went on the other side. You can see 200 or 300 boats and everybody fishing. And we pick up one here and there. What was really funny is your good friend, Keith Lusher, he wanted to fish a bass bait that looked like a shrimp, okay, a crawfish, and he fished it like he almost fishing bass. With his bearing the hook, so they had a lot of trash down there. He caught the first fish on that. So, and it was amazing. I said, look, he said, look, he had caught a good fish. But we had live shrimp. We were fishing, all of them. We got them from the island marina. Everything was just perfect. We watched a few people catch fish. And then finally the captain said, you know, the way the tide's running is not running hard. Let's go, put the rods down. Let's go under the bridge. We went to the other side and started fishing in an hour and a half, I don't know, 25, 30. We just, good fish real quick. I got to catch one or two. I put the camera down, but I was very impressed with Calvin. A great captain, he fishes all over. He fishes the redfish circuit and the Tito and all the other one, how you say it, FSA?
IFA.
IFA, there you go. I needed some help because you know, they were still real big, but the Tito, you know, it's and took off like crazy, and everybody's talking about it. So, two things impressed me. Wanda Stewart, she does a lot. She's a fundraiser. She does everything. She wanted me to be on there. She said she wanted to show me off. Her husband, her fiance and them, they fed me the night before. I'm talking about flounder, fried speckled trout, fried tomatoes. It was delicious. I want to thank them. And then to have the people at the Island Marina, the stewards, it was just unbelievable, the hospitality they showed and the excitement that it showed about us doing that. And they said, when we like to get Don over here one time too. I said, well, Don got all these people to fish with. You got to talk to Don about that. You got the next best thing right now. You got Gary Rasponi.
Well, wait, before we get to the footage and watch this, let me get something clear. Now, didn't black cloud them in any way, fashion, or form? Nothing broke on the motor, boat didn't sink, storms didn't come up from the Gulf or any of that kind of stuff? It was just a smooth, easy trip? Successful?
We decided to go to the marsh after lunch to catch some redfish where he'd been catching them, Lake Bourne on the bank, where they were hitting on top water and everything, the redfish, and catch some bass in the marsh on there. It got muddy. It was muddy. I hooked one bass, and what's the name on one of those custom catchers baits? And I'm gonna show you that bait pretty soon, but not this week.
So you did manage to come through and live up to your reputation in at least some small way. You brought some muddy water.
I brought the camera.
Okay.
I didn't catch the fish, but
right.
Let's go see this video. Should have kept it shorter than it is, but it's unbelievable. I call it the Wonderful Wanda, the Wanda Stewart Show.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. We're here at Lake Catherine Island Marina with Andy Stewart, David Stewart. We have a big day planned today. We're going to be on a charter with Captain Calvin Duvall, and he's right over there. We're also going to have Keith Lusher on the trip with us, and also Mr. Gary Rasponi. We're going to be getting him on film today doing some fishing. So we want everybody to stay tuned, and when we get back here, we're going to have a lot of fish to be cleaned up, and Calvin's going to be taking care of that as well. Thank you for joining us.
Host the event. I want to let you know a little bit about our store. We've been in business now for about 3 years. Marina's been in business for over 30 years, but it was mostly a boat yard. Now we're more of a fishing destination is what we're looking to be. We've got a full service tackle. We've got live bait all the time. We have fuel, non-ethanol. and we try to be very friendly and helpful to all of our customers.
All right, we're about to set sail here. We're heading out to the trestles. We're going to fish some speckled trout on the trestles. The trestle is hot right now. I'm Keith Flusher. We're going to be fishing drop shot with live shrimp, but what I want to try here is a little plastic. This is a live shrimp imitation. It's actually a crawfish made by Shoo Shoo Lures, and I'm going to try to see what I could do with some plastic amongst live shrimp fishermen.
On a crawfish. Look at this. Boy, does the North Shore man know what he's doing? Look here. Keith, we got to see that bait again. I laughed when you showed me that, Keith.
Well, that's the gunmetal Shoo marsh craw. And that's specifically made for our waters right there. And we're trying to imitate a live shrimp. Did pretty good there, huh?
Sure did.
Where all these boats are lined up, there's a ledge that runs out this way. Everybody wants to fish towards the bridge all the time, but a lot of times them trout will get stacked up on this ledge. And when the tide's falling, throw into the tide and let your bait just work its way back to the ledge. And usually when it hits the ledge, you usually catch a fish. A lot of times these trout, they bite slow and they feel the weight before you feel them and they let it go. So with the drop shot, you're going to feel the fish before he feels the weight.
Ooh, good trout. Get that net. Ooh, good trout. Come up.
Bring him in.
That's a good trout there.
Good trout. Oh, you just knocked one down to second.
Oh, no. You got, all right, you knocked me out of first place, Scott. All right,
Cap.
that's a nice one.
3 pounds of that.
One.
Gulp is a very good bait out here because it mimics a shrimp. It also gives off somewhat of a shrimp smell. So if you're going to fish artificial out here, they use a lot of matrix, but the Gulp is, I mean, it is the go-to artificial bait for a lot of the captains out in this area.
Convict. That's a convict.
They are good eating. They just
yeah. That's a
That don't count as big as trout, though.
No, it doesn't, but it's still a big fish. Gotta get back in there and look at Scott's big trout. He got him another one. There he is. Yeah.
cast. First
All right,
cast.
first cast. Yep.
First cast.
All right, that's a nice one too, Mrs. Bonnie. All right, don't lose him. Get him on the boat.
Look at
All
that.
right, look at that. That's a nice one.
It ain't the biggest kite. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. That is cool. All right.
So you do know how to catch a fish.
All right.
Yeah.
See? Look at that.
Who said I can't catch? All I've been doing is shooting camera. Thanks, Wanda.
You are
on camera.
welcome.
Look.
I told you. I want to get you
See?
catching a fish.
lifting,
First cast.
Yeah.
I baited his hook too.
Trestles, we still have a few more weeks to do this. I mean, there's no need to run even to the Biloxi Marsh, Delacroix, anywhere. They're right here, you know. They're 3 miles off the shoreline, the northern shoreline of Lake Pontchartrain. We came from south. We launched at Island Marina, came up here, 10-minute drive by boat. I mean, they're here, you know, live. It's transitioning from plastic to live shrimp, but
I mean, the live shrimp on the bottom out here by the trestles, drop shot rigs are the way to go. Look at these big, pretty sows we caught today, and we got a bunch more in the chest.
you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome to the Flambeau Outdoor News segment. Gary, squirrel season's open through the 28th of this month. Not getting a lot of participants. If you are going out there, tell us what you're seeing. Maybe send us some pictures and reports. The shrimp season is now open statewide. We should be getting some feedback on what the shrimp size are and what's being caught out there. We also mentioned at the top of the show that we had a little bit of a friendly competition between Louisiana, Mississippi young bass anglers.
Friendly competition?
I think it's friendly. You think it was more than friendly?
I tell you what, these are athletic people. They had kids out there with Mississippi State, Ole Miss, you know, and Ole Miss just beat the girls.
Yeah.
And talking about the Central guys were out there, and their baseball team was getting ready to win. They had people out there from Ponchatoula, had people from John Curtis. All them people, they won the state championship. These kids are competitive.
So who won? Give us. People have been waiting this whole show to hear this.
Winner take all. Louisiana won. I think it wasn't a whole lot different. One had 90-something pounds, all 20 boats, and the one had 111, 110. Louisiana won. Louisiana had a top team, and the Louisiana Mississippi State team. And congratulations to Tony Stevens and his family, and to all the people, the bros, and Gene Hoover, putting this thing together. This thing is going to grow. I can't wait till we fish against Texas. I bet that's going to be at Toledo Bend.
I want to go against Alabama too.
Louisiana,
Alabama. Big, you know, we did a whole Southeast Conference thing with kids bass fishing. A lot of fun.
You know, Joe had that dream. He talked about it for years and years. Joe Macalusi, he covered it in the paper. But Joe always said he wanted to get there. And he wanted to see more alumni bass fishing. You got, Rumble and Calico, and they all coming up.
There's some of that going on. It's maybe going to make it.
We'll get more of that news, but when we go out, I'm going to bring you that tournament. But let's tell some more news right now.
All right, well, one thing I want to remind folks to be tuned in next week is young Cade Fortenberry, who is qualified to fish the Nationals on the BASS. He's going to be here on the show with us, and we're going to talk to him. And you can kind of get an insight to these young fishermen, what a struggle it is and how exciting it is for them to try to balance school
and second in the nation in the team 2 years ago, year before last. And now he made the All-State team and then the All-American. One with 12 kids made the All-American. He'll be here and talk about it. And while we're giving a shout out, I'm gonna bring you more about this. The 4-H, the state championship shoot was at the Bridgeview. Formerly, that's the Hunters Run now. The Morris is on it. It's called Bridgeview. They got a lot of things that'll be coming. They're gonna be updating and fixing that place up. And it's right there by the river. Been there a long time, you know. The people that kept it going, but the deal between the sheriff's office and them finally got cut. But they had the 4-H shoot over there, and right here in the Baton Rouge, there's Joseph Heine, Catholic High boy. You might know his grandpa, Pete Heine, and his daddy and Scooter. They were out there. We're gonna bring more about that. He's going to the Nationals in Nebraska in June. So that's the news I have. Down the rest of it is. We got the Bud Light Fishing Trail Tournament, which become real big, gonna be at Dry Runs Landing on May the 20th. By the way, that's my birthday, I don't want you to forget. Now, also on May 20th, the Black and Gold, let me read these off real quick. 1920 Black and Gold, May 26, 27, 28, the Grand Isle Speckled Trout Rodeo, been on every year. We named the grand champion or the outstanding speckled trout fisherman or fisherette. I don't remember because the lady won it one year. And,
of course, Rad Trash is going to be by here in a little bit, and he's going to talk about the Memorial Day kickoff of the Big Star Rodeo. But it's safe to say, beginning this weekend, probably all the way through the middle of October, you will have a rodeo, at least one, someplace, somewhere along the Louisiana coast. And send us your rodeo information. If we don't have it, we can't publicize it. Send it to Gary at Paradise, Louisiana.
Send it 2 weeks in advance, too.
Even more than that. As soon as you got the information, send it. The earlier, the better. All right, we'll be right back with more of Paradise, Louisiana.
Save money on fuel. Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
Sight casting redfish in the Louisiana marsh is this exciting. To make it even more exciting, the Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka, will add $10,000 to the first place team of each of this year's events, plus a $20,000 payoff to the grand champion. It all starts in April, so register your team now and come out to see the most exciting tournament series Louisiana has to offer. The Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and it is time to get ready for the Star Tournament. Rad Trasher Director joins us. Rad, everything in place? All the things ready to go?
We're getting close. As you know, Don, we doubled the amount of tagged redfish this year. Went from 50 that we've done for 22 years, and now it's 100 tagged redfish and 50 tagged trout. And so we got a couple more spots to hit, but we're getting it done, and it will all be in place for the Saturday and Memorial Day weekend.
Well, everybody's going to be looking for redfish and trout with tags. What do they win if they happen to catch one?
So tagged redfish, the first prize is a Chevy Silverado, second prize is a Chevy Colorado, and then the next 8 are 21-foot Nordic Stars with 150 Mercuries on the back. Then for the tagged trout, it is a $2,500 tackle package for the first 4 people that turn one in that are registered. And also, don't forget, for the tagged redfish division, first person that is registered and wins and is a Louisiana Sportsman Magazine subscriber gets an extra $10,000 on top of their truck or boat.
Absolutely fantastic. As far as some of the other categories, pretty much the same as what we've seen in the other years?
Pretty much. Every division is the same as it was last year. We've got something for everybody, whether it's, heaviest speckled trout split in 4 categories across the state. We've got flounder division, sheepshead division, ladies division. We even have a bank trout division. But the most important one that we always talk about is the youth division. If you want to win the Star, the easiest way to do it is get your kids and grandkids in. It is free for them to fish the tournament. They just have to be a member of CCA, which is $10 a year for them. They have to weigh a trout or a flounder over 14 inches, or register a trout or flounder over 14 inches. You can bring it to one of the weigh stations across the coast, or you can just send a picture of it on a ruler to me at rad@ccalouisiana.com. We then put their name in a hopper, draw for 4 boat, motor, and trailer packages, and don't forget they are eligible for every adult division as well.
A lot of questions come up on the red snapper category. We've got some convoluted seasons. We've got state waters that are different from only a 3-day federal water for private recreational, and we got charter boats have 49 days. How did you guys simplify the red snapper category?
The easiest way is snapper is open for the entire length of the Star Tournament. Now, you do have to be abiding by the rules of when you catch it. So if you do catch that fish in July, after the charter boat season, you need to be in state waters. But it's open summer long, and look, the system that we have is ridiculous. That's why we're working so hard with Congressman Graves and others to try to get things through Congress. But we need to show them that they're out there. We all know it, and we've got to give everybody the equal opportunity. So it's open all summer. Go get them.
All right, how do you qualify to enter into the Star? What's the criteria, and how long do you have to sign up?
Well, you have to be a CCA member, which lasts 12 months. So that's a $30 fee to be a member, and then it's $30 for a regular person to enter the Star Tournament. You have to be registered before you fish.
Please.
Please. Otherwise, you're going to figure out what a $40,000 fish tastes like.
All right, this is a tournament that's exciting to track, and it's very easy to do that. How often do you update the leaderboard, and how do people find that information, plus the locations of where to bring a fish if they think it qualifies?
The easiest way to go to ccastar.com. It has a whole list of divisions, rules, you name it. Everything you need is there. We guarantee that we will update the leaderboard every Tuesday afternoon. Now, if we get a new lead change during the middle of the week or over the weekend, we will update it if we know it. Also, check out our Star Facebook page and Instagram page. As we get new pictures and leaderboard changes, we'll be updating those. That is a lot quicker and easier project, but always go to ccastar.com, know where you're fishing, know what the leaderboard looks like, because folks, it never fails. I always hear about somebody, hey, I caught a 5-pound trout in the Southwest, but I never weighed it in, and it would be the winner. It happens.
When leading fish are caught, tagged fish are caught, we break the news here on Paradise, Louisiana. There's also some radio show on Saturday mornings that gets it out there to you too. To kind of wrap this up, when all of the ripples clear out of the way, where are the awards going to be presented?
They will be in Baton Rouge at Live Oak Arabians like we have every year in October. That will be when we give away all the prizes. It's a fun event. Come see it. You're going to watch $500,000 walk out the door.
I know a lot of people always ask you, Rad, can you give me some tips on where those redfish are released in the trout too? What do you tell them? I know you guys give them some clues now.
In the water. No, check out our Facebook page and Instagram page. If you see a picture of somebody that you know holding a fish that has a red tag in it, don't hesitate to blow it up. Look in the background. Chances are you're going to know where we are. We don't hide a whole lot. The fish are in the community holes. They're not going to be in some ponds when we release them. They're not going to be off the beaten path. They are the places that when you go launch at a certain marina, the top 5 spots that every fisherman can name, that's where the fish are.
All right, good luck on the Star Tournament, and Red, we'll be looking forward to getting you on regularly throughout the Star Tournament this summer and getting updates.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with our Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report on Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Good old sockeye. This might not be the most fierce fighting fish that we fish for on Dockside TV, but it is most certainly the tastiest. Another nice crappie. There's another good one for the pan. Using the old ladies' night. Got it on a 1/8 ounce, and the reason we fish such a heavy jig head, 1/8 is considered pretty heavy for crappie. Got it on a 1/8 ounce. That's the ladies' night Matrix Mini. And we use that 1/8 because this lake that we're fishing's got 15 to 20 foot of water, and we got to get it down. Now, let me show you what we do when we catch a crappie in this deep water. We're basically just drifting across a big open body of water. There's no real structure in the middle. We throw these orange buoys out. You can see that orange buoy right there when we catch one. Once we catch the first fish, throw that buoy out, and it gives us a reference point of where we need to continue casting. So we cast it out just like we deep water jig for all other species. Let it get all the way to the bottom. Sometimes that crappie will snatch that lure on the way down, but typically we let it get all the way to the bottom, and we just slowly drag it across that bottom. And usually when we catch one, throw that buoy out. We'll stick anywhere from 4 or 5 to 15 to 20 around the buoy, and once it fizzles out, pick the buoy back up, start our drift again, look for some more. So, see if we can catch another one. This Matrix Mini that we created really has a nice action to it. It is the Matrix Shad, but scaled down to the exact proportion. So it is exactly what its name. It's the Matrix Mini. It's the exact same design, same mold, same everything, but shrunk down. We made it especially for these crappie, but it does well on catching speckled trout, small bass, things of that nature, brim. And you can see the action on it. You know, a lot of crappie jigs out there are simple tube jigs where they just bounce up and down, but look at this one in the water as it swims. It's got an actual paddle tail, so it swims naturally in the water.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria. Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts. Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, the warm temperatures are starting to creep up, and it's kind of impacting the freshwater fishing. You know, it won't be long before we'll be limited pretty much to early morning and late afternoon because the water temperature's getting hot in those shallow water areas. But I got to tell you, brim fishing is really good right now. If you can locate some of the spawning beds, you can pull out a whole basket full of brim. And I'll tell you a tip for fishing for bass. If you find a good brim bed active, those bass will be there. Because guess what? They'll eat a brim, and they'll usually hang around the edges there. So if you work around those brim beds, first catch a brim and then, you know, rig up to catch bass, you can actually make a double trip out of it.
I was looking for that. I've never been in the Pearl River fishing. I might have been one time, but Jeff Brule and them fishing. But, you know, when I started going there, they had all that rain. The water looked, by the bridges on Highway 90, it all looked muddy. But I didn't realize I had so many bridges. I was looking for the East Pearl, you know, and I passed the West Pearl and all
Middle
the ones.
Pearl and the East Middle and the West Middle and the Middle. You got a bunch of rivers
the bunches
over there.
too. And I was watching the water do that. But every landing was filled with trailers. So people catching something down there. I didn't know whether they're fishing north, but most of them boys in that tournament, they caught most of their fish fishing south. They were finding clear water and they were finding grass. Now, besides, we're talking about bass right now being caught. They had people fishing all over in those lakes and them around there. The Mystico, they still were catching them. Then we didn't find no bass that day because they explained to me that they hadn't had a southeast. We've been having them north winds and the river, like you said, are coming up and it muddied that marsh up. Okay, and finally had some water in there and it wasn't low, but it was doing. Now, the brim, still Lake Barrett. Okay, I'm hearing all kinds of, down in the marsh, Goggle Eye, Chinkapin, and everything in Bayou Black area. Also, Lorto, Saline, Sacalay, and brim. Lake Bruin. My grandson, the little buddy and them over there, been fishing bass, fishing Sacalay and brim. They just been catching them all. Right now, Lake Bruin is hot. Jim Bickley told me they were catching fish, but didn't want to tell me too much. But Jim, I'm gonna go do a trip. Now you get ready to retire, I'm gonna go make a trip.
What's the report from Toledo Bend? You get a report this week from
Sacalay, Sacalay. I got 2 reports. I send one right now. A guy sent me a fish. He fished with JC, Living the Dream. I told him was one of the best. That's one of the best guides over there for doing it. He was on the show this week. They were fishing bass at Toledo Bend, but Toledo Bend right now, the Sacalay or crappie, they are at 25 foot of water. They find in the brush top, catch them on jigs and shiners. So you can't beat that. And then freshwater, I got some Don boat landing down in the western part of the state. Slade A. Bear's back at catching bass on tsunami swim bait. He's catching those bass on there. He's fishing the Boston Canal north of the intercoastal. Bell River itself, Grayson Trigg sent me 3 big fish he caught. Square bill crankbait, black and chartreuse. Made me think of Steve and them that catch them all the time fishing. The boys over in Fontana. Steve Fontana, he's always fishing that crankbait. He knows when it's good. In the Bell River area, so fish are being caught. Now, I think that's all I got in freshwater. If something come up, I'll interrupt you like I always do. But go ahead right now.
Well, you know, we showed you Delacroix, speckled trout. We kind of showed you Lake Catherine catching speckled trout. But going back to Delacroix, redfish, our buddy Toby Cooper, who fishes there on a regular basis, he had a great trip over there near Spanish Lake, but then he went back a week later, and it was off. You know, he caught a few redfish, but not what he did the week before. So I'm being told that the grass, because we had some low water conditions with all that west wind, became problematic. But it should be back up and should be back on again in those areas.
Yeah, Rick Capo, you know, Jack Payne and them over there got a lot of shrimp and everything. Most of them shrimp, but they all catch them on plastic. They're using them, and then again, they're looking for birds in certain areas.
Right.
So they're doing it. So you said that. Leeville, I got reports of redfish. Man, you wouldn't believe it. Kenneth Haynes, our Broke Bridge boy, they were fishing there. The tide was up. He was on his back porch. He caught a limit by himself. He was fishing off the back of his porch. He caught a limit of redfish off the back of his porch in Leeville. Our good friends at High Water Charters over there, George Stevie, he's still catching. He's catching limits. This is the one thing. Crystal LaFosse then made a trip over there at Lake Charles. Crystal LaFosse, she's a Cajun tackle. By the way, her big tournament's coming up June 2nd. The shootout, they took it over. Trout shootout, getting close. So remember that. She sent me a picture of some snapping, some other fish. She made an offshore trip. The feet is another hot one. Okay, Mark Barker, Matt Marchand, Aaron Stanford. They fished over with Captain Scott Poche and the other captains. They've been sending it. He sends it early in the week. He missed it, so I told him to remind me. He reminded me. Jody Dunbar, this is something I want to tell you. Jody's catching fish every week. So I sent him. I was going to see about making a trip. Jody, I'm going to show you. I hope you start telling more where you're fishing because he's booked solid through July.
Yeah, well, he's fishing down the river, down Mississippi
Yeah,
River.
right. He's there over there, putting in the Delta Marina.
Empire.
Now, I told you I was going to miss something. I got a big catfish coming from River Ridge, the Mississippi River. It's a young boy by the name of Hunter. You pronounce that Theoville?
Looks like Theoville to me.
That's where it looks. Hunter Theoville, big catfish fishing off the bank. Mississippi River, rivers, and the catfish are everywhere. I talk to people catching them from this small, perfect. They eat them whole and suck them down and beat the bones like Sylvester the cat and eat them. And it's unbelievable, they catch them. Now, I got word again from Mr. Dupree and Miss Henrietta and M. Dupree. They're fishing the bridges again and off the bank at Grand Isle. Mullet, channel mullet. One of the best, sweetest eating fish like that. I got another report.
I agree with that.
I got another report from some people over there that been catching fish, catching it on live shrimp, but catching big channel mullet. How about one 19 inches? How about one 14 inches? They were catching big. He had 15 channel mullet. People didn't know how to catch those white trout. You use those little jigs. You use sac-a-lait jigs. When you fish off that bridge, you hurry up and get them on ice, and it's just tremendous. You just keep on doing it. Now, we got another a deal in there in Grand Isle. Tommy Vidraina and them, they catching fish. They've been sending me pictures like that, sending me videos, but they fish in the beach. Live shrimp, live croaker, but live shrimp is still the best one. Them guys said they went loaded for some fish. When you used to fish wade, you find that dip, you fish that second sandbar, that's where they've been fishing them. I don't know whether they're fishing a boat or wading, but you know, I can remember being on Elmer's Island and going at that and fishing early in the morning on top water bait. But he's catching them on live shrimp. They had croaker, but the best bait is still live shrimp. Same way with Tommy Vidrine. Tommy and them have been changing. Now, I'm gonna go to Pontchartrain real quick. My buddies, Kenny and them, they would catch them on live shrimp. But when the shrimp run out, they've been catching on matrix shad, different color. Let me tell you the story. That's a gulp shrimp. Catfish moved in. They weren't here yesterday. They're taking a 38-cent shrimp. Being the Italian I am, I said, give me a gulp. I put this gulp on drop shot. That's what it produced.
One last place we gotta mention, Breton Island Chain. Captain Tofield Bourgeois, look at these pictures of these beautiful speckled trout, one a 26-inch fish. He was a little disappointed because he couldn't get them to come up and hit on top water, but his customers, he had a big group in from Texas, and you know how Texas loved to jump out of boats and surf fish. They got their wish, but they did it by plane, and they caught a bunch of beautiful speckled trout and some redfish mixed in, fishing with jigs down there on the Breton Island chain. He even went as far as North Island. When you got a plane, you can fish the whole chain in one day. So congratulations to Captain Tofield Bourgeois. You got anything else?
I don't see if I left anybody out. I know I had 2 reports from Lafitte. I'm see if I left anybody out, Don. You see it?
Well, the good thing is this time of year, you got plenty.
Lafitte, Captain Lane Zimmer. He was with R.J. St. Pierre and them. They caught a good one. So I think I got them all this time. Every week I leave one out. But Mr. Warren and Miss Henrietta Dupree, I missed y'all for a while. I'm glad y'all back there fishing. Give me that off the bank report, Highway 1. We're gonna name that report after you.
All right, send your pictures and your reports. Remember, if you're using a cell phone camera, turn it horizontally. It fits our screen, and shoot the picture and send it to Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. And don't forget who you are, where you are, and what you caught them on. It'll help your fellow fishermen. We'll see you again next week with another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.